and we are in our yet another session of business communication skills. And today I will be sharing with you all why are we studying, what is the need of knowing what is business communication skills. Okay, the first and foremost understand that whenever we say that we wish to communicate with people, that is, we wish to exchange our ideas, our thoughts. Maybe we want to exchange few facts and figures. Maybe we want to present something. Maybe we want to sell something. Okay, most of it is that we want to share what we want to say. Okay, and if you remember that in my last class, I have also told you it doesn't matter what language you're using, the language should be free of jargons. That means you need not use abbreviations, you need not use difficult words only for that you want to reflect that you are so intelligent. No, it makes no sense, right? As of now, immediately I'm sharing my screen and let me know quickly the moment you are able to see it. Are you all able to see this?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
here, understand that effective communication, the basic purpose of effective communication, especially in business, is to have and maintain productive relationship. What do you mean by productive relationship? Is that when we are interacting with our colleagues at work, or when we are interacting with our bosses or with our managers at work, or maybe even for that matter with our subordinates at work, that point in time you need to be sure that whatever you are saying is, first of all, non-offensive, is clear. Of course, we will get to see the 7 C's of effective communication ahead of it. But effectively, at the end of the day, what we are trying to do, why are we trying to communicate, is because we want to maintain, establish productive relationship, no matter with whom, no matter with whomsoever we are speaking with, or no matter with whom we are communicating with. Okay. Understand that our values, our belief system about ourselves, about self-esteem, about our self-image that we have, and our thoughts, these together are going to combine and are going to prepare for you for an effective communication. That is the success mantra of having an effective communication. It's all about our values, our beliefs for our own selves, and our thoughts. So, the better our thoughts, the better our own self esteem, self image, the better our values. Of course, each one of us have better values, yes. But when they are clubbed with our belief system, with our thoughts, then it is going to give you an effective communication. So, where are we right now? We are already into a virtual age of communication, right? Anything and everything, nowadays what happens is, if someone asks you a difficult question or something which you probably must have not heard of, what do? You first pick out your phone and you Google it. Don't you do that, right? Gone are the days that you refer to a dictionary. Gone are the days that you have been to the library, you search through the reference books, and then you say, yes, well, this is the answer. Gone are those days, right? I think that was for you all, was maybe school days that you did all this, going to the library, going referring to your dictionary and all. As of now, you all are so used to Google anything and everything. If somebody says, okay, what do you mean by communication? You will immediately Google it out. Communication meaning of communication, and all of that, those keywords, isn't it? So we have already entered into an age of virtual communication. If I ask you that, okay, you can get back to me after the classes if you have any doubts, what do? You ping me on my personal window of WhatsApp. That's what by default people do. By default, they do not bother nowadays to give a call directly, isn't it? Even before a call, of course, out of maybe etiquette, out of mannerisms, out of your own politeness, you first prefer to text someone, seek their permission if they are available, and then maybe call, isn't it? Those are the set of things that we have with us. Again, virtual, right? Gone are the days we had offline classes. Gone are the days that we could, meet in person, and then you would be like, ma'am, I have this question, you might have, run behind me, and then, ma'am, excuse me, I need to understand this particular thing. Gone are those days. We are completely in virtual communication. And if that is the age we have already entered into, we must be more vigilant. We must be more careful of our communication. I understand you all have this WhatsApp lingo, Snapchat, and stuff like that. My kids also do all this. But then when you are typing like, what do you type? Like or Lyk? Most of you all do Lyk, like, isn't it? See, people are smiling already. Why? Because that has become your lingo, your language on WhatsApp. However, mind you, dear students, when you are communicating for business purpose, for official purpose, you are required, you are expected to use complete words and not something like, I'll type it out in my chat box here, not something like instead of like, not something like you instead of you. You're able to see all that, yeah. What else? Yeah, gotcha or gotcha. See, I missed out on that G there, right? Instead of got to, right? Instead of got you. Getting it? So, use of complete words is expected, and that is needed when you are communicating for official purpose. Are you all with me? Able to understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So, yeah, virtual communication is good. We are able to connect with many people, unlike earlier. However, it comes with certain obligations now, literally obligations now, and we got to fulfill all of them, right? Communication, understand, in any form that you try to communicate with should be respectful. I told you it shouldn't offend anybody. It should be respectful. It should be clear. When I say clear, that means even your pronunciation should be clear. It's not pronunciation, it is pronunciation. You write it as pronunciation, but you read it as pronunciation. Again, a part and parcel of language, right? But we are not doing a language class here. It should be timely, meaning if suppose there is a business gathering, okay, and there was a business meeting, rather meeting Monday morning. Usually Monday mornings are like meetings. So if your meeting is scheduled at 10 a.m. and you are mailing it out to your entire team at 9:55 a.m., that meeting at 10 in the boardroom, people would be like, what? They just logged in and they probably haven't even seen their notifications, their mails. It should be timely. Give them some time so that they can gather their thoughts. Give them some time so that they are physically and mentally prepared for that meeting. Of course, everybody at workplace is prepared for a Monday morning meeting. That does not mean that you take it for granted and ping them or mail them, give them a notification at the 11th hour, literally. Okay, so it should be timely. Another example which you all can relate to is probably when you all friends gather around for somebody's birthday party or something. You want to give them a birthday surprise. Birthday surprises are usually expected to be, 12 a.m. or maybe any time through the day, of course, after that time has started. It cannot be, suppose the birthday of somebody is on 16th of November, because today is 15th. I'm considering it to be 16th, that is tomorrow. So maybe till from tonight, midnight, 12, that clocks in as 16th November, you probably begin with, wishing and all of that. What if at 16th of midnight, that means according to the clock, it is now 17th. Now you're going to wish your friend. Is that timely? Is that a surprise? Definitely not. You missed out on the time, right? So it's not timely communication. Courteous. No matter what you communicate, how you communicate, you need to be courteous with your words. You need to be kind with your words. You cannot be using harsh words, harsh tone. Not at all. Whatever you're trying to communicate through, see to it that it becomes a model. When I say it becomes a model, that doesn't mean you have a ramp model. No, not that. Model meaning something which others can replicate. It should be so good that people should be like, wow, that so and so person communicates so well. Even I should be learning that way. That is a model, something that can be replicated, something people want to adopt. Getting it? That's a model. Now here is something which is really very important: the 7 C's for effective communication. The first and foremost: correctness. Whatever you're trying to say, whatever you're trying to write, whatever you're trying to show needs to be correct. It cannot be wrong. It shouldn't be wrong. That's not business communication. Second is it should be clear. It should have clarity of thoughts. It cannot be saying, suppose if I say one should be very specific and able to communicate in the least possible words, right? There is clarity. If I say uh, one should be very specific and they should be avoiding jargons and you should be eliminating needless words and you should detail out everything to your clients, you'll be like, so much, so much of information. There's no clarity for us, right? Now you're trying to make it difficult for a person to understand. So use simple sentences. Break your sentences into bits and bytes, so that people will receive it slowly, easily, and clearly. You cannot be downloading them with information, right? Instead of 10 GB, give them in bits and pieces, right? 1 MB, 10 KB, something like that. You understand what I say? Yeah. Conciseness. You need to be really thoughtful of what you're saying. That's being conciseness. And conciseness will also say that how mindful your words are, how mindful are you being. It shouldn't be like, you started off with a particular topic, then your train derailed completely. Now you're on some other topic, and then you had some discussion, and then you remember, oh no, that wasn't the topic. Now you come back on the rail, on the track, right? That way. Completeness. Your entire communication should be complete. Meaning, suppose you hang out with your friends and you say, you tell your friends that, you know what, let's go for a movie tomorrow at 3 p.m. Okay, so let's go for a movie tomorrow at 3 p.m. There is a lot of information in this entire message. You are deciding for a movie. Which movie you did not say? Which movie you did not say? It's not complete. Okay, you did not specify. Where, you did not mention it. Which theater, or maybe at Netflix or something, are you going to come together in particular someone's home and then going to watch this Netflix series or something? You did not mention. Okay, so the venue is not given here. Which movie, again, that is not disclosed. Time is disclosed, that is 3 p.m. When? Tomorrow. That means 16th of November, right? Because today is 15th. So this entire information is not complete. You're getting me? Yeah. If I openly say, blandly say that, company profits are 35%, that's it. Company profits are 35%. You did not mention this quarter, this fiscal year, right? Or last month, nothing. Just that company profits are 35%. Incomplete information. This is incomplete. Your communication should be complete. Now you understand what I'm saying? Your entire communication should complete when, where, who, what, how, all of those questions. Then it is complete. Consideration. You need to understand and consider people with whom you are communicating. if this is my crowd with whom I am communicating, that is my first year BBA students, I should be considerate in using my examples as per their understanding, right? I cannot be giving you examples like, you mix calcium, you mix this and that, and you get this blah blah. I don't know actually what blah blah, so I'm saying it blah blah. This is not a science stream I'm talking to. This is not a science um, class that I'm addressing to, right? So if I'm addressing to a particular crowd, I need to be considerate of what I'm speaking, how I'm speaking, what all examples am I giving them, right? So that they are able to understand, right? At the end of the day, what is communication? That your receiver of the message is able to understand your thoughts, your ideas, whatever you are sharing with them, right? Being considerate. Now, it so happens that had this entire thing been an offline class, I would have to reach my voice would have to reach till the last person in the class, right? The backbencher till the last bench in the class. So I need to be considerate that my volume should be higher than the normal, so that my voice reaches out till the last person in the class, right? That is consideration. Now you understand what are the different aspects of being considerate. Another aspect, now on the online classes mode, I need to be considerate that yes, I am in a strong bandwidth, right? So that my voice is not breaking somewhere. I need to check if I'm audible. Whenever I'm sharing my screen, I need to check with my students, is my screen visible to you all, right? Why do I ask all this? So that I am being considerate with you all. I'm not taking it for granted that yes, because my bandwidth is strong, my voice is going to be audible. It is going to be clear. I cannot take it for granted that yes, whatever I'm going to share is going to be visible, right? So be a little considerate. There's something called as concreteness. Now, what is being concrete in a particular communication? Now, understand that whatever you're trying to communicate, suppose you're speaking to someone and you're presenting some facts to them. So when you're giving out some list of facts to them, see to it that you are saying it with strong conviction, meaning you yourself are confident in what you're saying, and then now you're presenting it to someone. Just like consider an example of a sales guy. सेल्समैन से बहुत सारे सेल्समैन से मिले होंगे आप लोग, right? The way they sell it to you, they believe in their own product first, and then they are trying to communicate it to you with strong conviction that yes, madam, when you buy this particular phone, it is not going to hang, it is not going to heat up, it is going to give you lasting battery. The kind of conviction they have, that proves, oh wow, yes, it got to be a great product. Concreteness. And when you attach it with some facts and figures, since last 10 years we are selling this product and not a single complaint of getting the battery getting bursted or something. So now you are even, you're making it even stronger, concrete, literally, when you are helping it, aiding it, supporting it with the facts and figures. Getting it? So the numbers work always. Numbers always work, right? So make it concrete. So whenever you're trying to communicate with someone, see to it that if at all you have some facts and figures, if you have some past data to support your claim, go ahead, do it. Make it more concrete. Yeah. And finally, courtesy. I told you just a while ago that whatever you choose to speak, speak with courtesy. Do not offend anybody. Do not. Use kind words. Use kind tone. You cannot be, hey, you need to understand this. You can be like, okay, Hitler. You need to be courteous, right? Do you understand this? Being kind enough in your tone. If you remember in the first very session, I have made you understand how tone matters, what you say, right? We go ahead and try to understand some strategies for achieving success in our communication skills. And what are those? The first and foremost understand is that you all need to try to move from ordinary to extraordinary. Now, what do I mean by that? Understand that in any job, in any business, any relationship, you are there to establish a kind of relationship at the end of the day, right? When I say relationship, in the sense now, when you are in a class, when you communicate with each other, you are there to make friends, right? You're there to make friends with each other because you know that yes, these are going to be my buddies for the entire 3 years, right? I might need their help. You and at the end of the day, we are social people, right? We need people to interact. We need someone to interact with. We need friends. We need social acquaintances. Start focusing on relationships and you will start making a positive difference. When you know that, yes, this is going to be my buddy for the next 3 years, or maybe lifelong for that matter, that itself is going to change the way you communicate. Understand that in whatever job you will be, it is going to be more enjoyable if you're going to start focusing on relationships. You know that yes, he or she is my manager. I am required to, adapt to the way he or she is asking me to, so that the work at the end of the day is effective. When you realize this, when you acknowledge this, your job will be more enjoyable. That's why people say, right? Do what you love what you do. As simple as that. When you know that, yes, you're going to be in this job, when you know that this is what your job is all about, start loving it better. Don't crib about it. When you know that, yes, this is what course I have chosen, and you know that, yes, Jahara ma'am is going to make me put the video on all the time, start loving it. Start putting on the cameras because there is no way out. As simple as that. Next 3 years, you're going to face this, ma'am. That's okay. Your colleagues and clients will become your friends if you start focusing on relationships. Your work will be less of a toil and more of a pleasure. You'll start making a positive difference in the lives of everyone around you because you yourself feel good about yourself, right? And when you feel good about yourself, that positive vibes are going to move around, right? Yeah. And at the end of the day, understand that it takes less than a second to raise your standards, to put some passion into your job, into your life, and to commit to turning the ordinary into extraordinary. Yeah. Increase your vocal clarity. I told you again, the tone matters, right? Your pronunciation matters. Now, how are you going to increase your vocal clarity? Is because by the help of slowing down. There are some people who have a really very fast way of speaking, right? You must have endured somebody there. You must have seen someone with a really higher rate of speech. When I say rate of speech, it is the number of words you use in a minute. We Indians are already fast in our rate of speech by default, okay, because of our culture and all everything. However, it is better that you slow down a little. Why? So that you're like, you know what? If you follow these great tips, you will not be able to make your conversations more productive. You're like, what? Slow down, pause, rewind. Getting it? You cannot be this fast with your words that the person in front of you would be like, hang on, pause there, rewind. Okay, now pause. Why are you playing in 2 times of your speed? Getting it? In YouTube, in on videos, when you see, you can actually change the speed of the what you say, the speech, right? You can change the rate to 2 times, 3 times. That is how you can do. Similarly with your own self. Again, it is not going to happen overnight. You'll have to put in efforts to actually slow down. And how do you do that? By simply taking whatever is with you, maybe a book, maybe a newspaper, stand in front of the mirror, read it out, every word carefully and clearly. I mean it. Carefully and clearly, every word. You cannot be eating up your words. You know what? What? What did you say? Don't eat your words. Be clear in every word that you say. Slow down first. Keep your language simple. Again, with due respect to Mr. Shashi Tharoor, okay? Let us not use jargons like that. Yeah? Keep it very simple. No jargons, no abbreviations, TTYL. You all must be knowing what is TTYL. Talk to you later. So don't use those abbreviations that often, especially when you're not dealing with that generation people. So at least I know your generation a little bit of your abbreviations and all the acronyms that you guys use, lol and all of that. But probably a person who is elder to me might not be able to understand. So again, it creates a jargon, right? Um, in business communication, we have jargons like these. I will type it out in text box for you all. This should be common with every one of you, FYI, for your information, right? We have some business jargons as PFA, that is please find attached. Yeah. ASAP, as soon as possible. End of the day, that is EOD, right? So there are things like this, these acronyms and all, which are used normally in the business world. Okay. However, again, if there is a newbie who doesn't know what is a corporate environment and all, they will not be able to understand EOD and all of that, right? So initially, at least use simple languages, use full forms till the person gets acquainted with your jargons, with your acronyms, till then at least. Yeah. Check for understanding all the time. How do you increase your vocal clarity is by keep on asking people. If you have ever noticed, I have always kept on, in between, I keep on asking you, are we all on the same page? Are you all with me? And then some people nod, some people don't. Yeah. So I'm checking for your understanding, right? Are you able to understand? And then somebody says this, somebody does that, somebody smiles. Yeah. So that is how I'm trying to check with understanding. And that is really important for you to know that yes, whatever I am saying is being understood by the other person. Right? If the person gives something like this, if you say, do you understand what I say? And they're like, they definitely did not understand. Right? And that's why videos need to be turned on so that you actually see what is the real picture. Right? Otherwise, people tend to, just log in and then move out. God knows what all they do. Time, you need to take time to enunciate every word. That means, suppose a word like, for that matter, okay, this is a word. How would you pronounce it? Yes, quickly. Whatever.
Schedule.
Don't schedule. Okay. Yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? Come on, you all can give it a try. What is this word? And why are the videos turned off? The videos need to be turned on. Everyone. Everyone. I always have an
Non-schedule.
eye on whoever is visible and all. Sorry, Jonah, you said something.
Schedule.
Schedule. Okay. Anybody else? Quick, quick, quick. This is a business communication skills class. You cannot be mute all the time. You have to interact with me. Quick. What is this word in the text box? Yes, Vismay?
Timetable.
Huh? I asked you to pronounce the word. Don't tell me the meaning of it. Pronounce the word. Yes, Sufyan, Alicia said it already. Atif, Mehvesh, Ikra, Hamad.
Schedule.
Schedule.
Schedule, okay.
Schedule,
Yes,
ma'am.
Mehvesh, yeah. Schedule, okay. Quick, 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 quick. What is the word? How do you pronounce it?
Schedule, ma'am.
Hmm?
Schedule.
Schedule.
Schedule, ma'am. Schedule.
Schedule.
Schedule,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, Ali. Yes, fine. So let me tell you all, it's not schedule. Good try. We all have learned it like this, right? Schedule. However, the correct
Schedule.
pronunciation is schedule. Yes. See, Atif is so happy. Yes. Right. If you want to learn to how do we actually pronounce it, you can again go back to Google, type the word, and then press that sound button. How do we pronounce? You know, you can directly type. How do you pronounce schedule? Like that, it will come schedule. Okay. So take time to enunciate your words. Why am I asking again you all to do this? Is because it matters how correctly you are pronouncing some words. The pronunciation needs to be correct. Okay. How many of you know, or rather, unmute yourself and tell me how do you pronounce this word? Quick.
Gucci.
Gucci. Okay.
Gucci.
Gucci. Okay. Quick, quick, quick. Try. Don't search it on Google as of now. Just pronounce it.
Gucci.
Gucci. Okay. Anybody else? Quick.
Gucci.
Gucci. Okay. Next word for you all. How do you pronounce this?
Ma'am, Versace.
Versace. Okay.
Ma'am, Versace.
Versace. Okay.
Versace.
Vers-
Versace. Okay.
Versace, ma'am.
Versace. Yes. So yes, the correct pronunciation is Gucci and Versace. Now, why am I giving no? I'm not asking you to learn the brands and all. No, no, no. It's just for you all to understand how it is correctly pronounced. A very interesting name. How do you pronounce it?
Volkswagen.
Sorry, come again, Atif.
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. Okay. What about others?
Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. Yes, Vakar. Right? So the correct pronunciation is Volkswagen. It's not Volkswagen, right? So not every word is to be pronounced the same way as it is written. That is what I meant here. Okay. How do you pronounce this word?
Lodge.
Lodge.
Lodge, right? Uh, some might, end up saying it as lodge. It's lodge, right? So that's how things matter. You need to put in some efforts here. Understand, when you are getting into a professional course, when you're already into a professional course, you need to realize that there are words which needs to be corrected. Since we have learned it the wrong way earlier, now you need to correct it, right? So that is how you increase your vocal clarity, right? Uh, we quickly move ahead and understand what is the next strategy so that you make your entire communication effective. Now, understand, listen. That is the first thing for first aspect of effective communication. Listening. Listen, repeat, and reflect. It is a popular saying by Larry King that I remind myself every morning, nothing I saw this day will teach me anything. If I am going to learn, I must do it by listening. Now, that itself says how important listening is for you all to communicate. So people who did not know how to pronounce schedule as schedule, they must have learned it today because they have listened to it. People who did not know how to pronounce the other words, they now know it because they have listened to it, right? So most of your learning happens barely by listening. Barely by listening. Choose your words with care. Okay, there are some words that you can always speak in a different way. For example, if some of your team members is always late, you know that it is their frequent habit of reporting late to work. But you being a manager, you being a team leader, if you say you're always late for work, you definitely are offensive here. You definitely are directly hitting the bullseye saying you are late at work, always. You can put it the other way. How? I've noticed you have not been getting to work on time, a little late. Are you having any difficulties we can discuss? You're offering help here. You are now saying that yes, you have noticed that this particular person is not reporting on time, right? Often nowadays. If there is any problem, if there is any difficulty, you are now offering a help to them. Are you having any difficulties we can discuss, right? You can always offer that support. Now you are indirectly telling them that, you know what, you're late all the time. You know what, let us sit and discuss. इसे क्या कहते हैं हिंदी में? मखमल में लपेट के. Must have heard that कहावत, right? It is that way. It is literally that way when you are at work. When you say that you cannot be offensive, yes, so you have to do all this. Makmal mein lapeto and then do. So that, you know, saab bhi mar jaye aur lathi bhi na tute. That kind of thing. So it hit the person correctly that yes, okay, you have been noticed, okay. You are reporting late to work and I've been noticing that. If there is any issue, let's sit together and solve this. Let's discuss this out. Meaning now you are ready to take an action. You understand this? Yeah. So this is how indirectly you are trying to tell some people. See, it is so obvious that at work you cannot be saying some things obviously. You cannot put through some things in an obvious mode. You have to take a step back. You have to make them realize that there is something wrong happening, or maybe they are doing some mistake. Let them realize that. And then you give them an offer to help them out with. Okay. Again, I am able to see only a few faces, literally only 5 faces here. Atif, Ikra, Zoya, Hamad, and Mehvish. Only them. Others have disappeared. And this is not appreciable. All right. We'll discuss other words with that you need to take, choose really very wisely later with different other examples. Reason being, then by the end of a few chapters, you will be now able to realize, that time you will be able to realize that, okay, this is how you need to put through. Okay. Now there is something called as telephone etiquette that we all need to learn, realize, and put to use. Really very important. If you all remember, during Diksharambha also, I have given out a few tips of how the basic etiquette and mannerisms need to be taken care of. This is something about, very particular about the telephone etiquette. Understand that when you are at work, you need to answer the phone calls before the third ring goes. I repeat, when you are at work, see to it that you answer the phone call before the third ring goes. Why? First and foremost, the reason being, when you are replying, when you are answering to the phone call before the third ring goes, it means that you are very much available at work. That is one. Second, You appreciate others' time. That's why you picked up immediately. Third, you respect the other person. Maybe that other person is your client. Maybe the other person is supposing your vendor or somebody, right? And probably you were expecting their call today. All those things are understood now. Answer your own phone whenever possible. What do I mean by that? You cannot be answering somebody else's phone just because it was on your desk. You understand? So answer to only your phone. If somebody else's phone is ringing, do not go ahead and attend to their call unless they have asked you to do so. Respect others' privacy, respect others' individuality. Return the calls the same day, meaning, yes, there will be certain calls that you might miss out with. It so happens with me also. People call me during my class hours and I'm not able to receive to their calls. So what do? I call them back, or I disconnect the call with a message so that they understand, okay, I'm busy right now. Getting it? Do not eat or drink while you are on phone. Now, this is a very bad practice that you're on phone and you're like, yeah, I got that. Yeah. I think, come on, you cannot be chewing and biting your stuff and then you will be like replying. First and foremost, your pronunciation will all go for a toss because it is in the stuff, your mouth is stuffed with food. That's why you will not be able to pronounce well. That is one. Second, the other person will make it out easily that you are munching on something and that you are not focused on this call. Realize this. The other person will definitely think that, oh, this person is not interested to talk to me, right? And we'll discuss all the others later. As of now, it's time up for today. I hope you all have understood whatever I have shared with you all today. If not, do let me know. Yes or no?
Yes,
Did
ma'am.
you all understand what all we discussed?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. So I hope you all will be implementing to whatever strategies we have discussed so far. Thanks, Zishan. I hope you all will be now at ease that, okay, business communication is not difficult. However, it is more of interesting part. If at all we give it time, if at all we give it an understanding, if at all we give a full year so that you all are focused to the classes, you all learn it. See, understand whatever we are dealing with in this uh, entire subject of business communication skills, it is all practical and nothing is bookish here. This is something which you can actually put it to use and make your lives easier, literally easier. I hope you all have an effective day today. Take care. Bye bye.